That's I took by the door of the youth hostel.
Just up like that?
Just up like that,
oh.
yeah.
Wow, wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know...
And this one here down is your grandfather's temple. And here somewhere in the front, in the middle of the area, was the body tree.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, here the road. Here it's the road from the Gurgon roadside,
yeah.
with the gate here, and then is the road this way. Here the temple, the other buildings. Here the youth hostel, and here was the body tree. That's right?
Yes, that's right. And you saw this on near the body tree?
Over the temple.
Over the temple.
Yeah.
I saw quite a few like this. You know, in the summer when it gets hot, we sleep with the, remember charpai?
Yeah.
The bed, the string bed.
Yes, yes.
Outside, and looking up always. Sometimes I see.
Yeah, yeah.
In the summer. Oh, this one.
That's the same time as this one here. It's maybe a half a minute different.
I see, I see. This is
and that's a small telemeter disc.
Where?
It's somewhere outside. It's not in the Ashoka. No.
Phobol, what is the kind of object you saw? You said when you were sleeping on the roof.
Sometimes I would see something this,
like this here.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
This big one.
Yeah. And it's stationed over the right area where we sleep. You know, when charpai in the evening when it's dark but not yet dark black.
Yeah.
I see that, and you see it often. You know, and you don't get very excited or something. You just look and.
Because it was normal. You know.
Yes. See it all the time.
Yeah.
And this? Oh, this is here.
That's here in Switzerland. That's near Bereswil, between here and Wetzikon.
I see.
Do you recognize the lady on the picture?
Here.
This lady here?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a washer. She comes and wash my clothes, my school clothes.
And did she tell you she saw something?
She will always say she sees some strange things and coming from some God place. You know, for them, you know, the story of the always something is God and goddess is to Indians.
But she told you she saw the objects.
It's in a passing talk. It's not something particular that we talk about.
Sure.
But she mentioned something in a passing talk of something else.
Yeah, yeah.
Saw this picture the first time.
Well, I thought that she looked like somebody different from the one I saw, or at least different from the one I remembered her. She didn't quite look like a blonde woman to me. So I asked Billy.
No, her hair was somehow brunette.
Yeah. At that time I said her hair I remembered was not blonde, was dark, and Billy said yes, it was dark at that time. And he said that I was the only person to have seen her with the dark hair.
Phobol, when you saw this picture, what was your reaction?
Well, I thought that she looked, different from the one I remembered her. The one that I saw. She didn't have blonde hair, the one that I saw in the Ashoka. She had dark hair. That's what. So I asked Billy, and he said that I was the only person that saw her with dark hair, and I was right that it was Asket.
When did you saw Asket?
Where it's at the Ashoka Vihar, at the temple in India, of course, where I grew up.
And you saw her together with Billy?
Yes, she was walking around in the Ashoka mission. So I saw them walking. I think one time I saw them in front of the youth hostel and they were looking behind something. Do you remember in some occasion you saw something and both of you looked the right? I don't remember because I saw it from afar. I don't know what occasion, but that was why I took a close, or at least staring at her, because I kind of knew her, you know.
And did you see the beam ship too? A beam ship?
Well, I see ship at different various times, but not at that particular time when I saw her walking around.
But you saw
Billy.
beam ships in connection with Billy and Billy's contacts?
Well, I saw beam ships, but you know, at that time I wouldn't know whether it's connected to him or not. But I saw the ships in that area.
Also coming down? Ships coming down?
I don't recollect the ship coming down, but I've seen the ship up.
At the same time when Billy was in the ashram?
Yeah, around the same time, yes.
And your grandfather saw the ships too?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
We never talk about it, but I'm sure that probably he's aware, but I don't know for sure. He might have seen, but we have never talked about it.
Did many people in the temple or in the ashram see the ships and Asket?
I think they have seen ships of various times. They have seen things flying up, and I think also the head gardener once in a while mentioned something about Billy, saying, oh, you know, that he's walking with, and he said, oh, he said to me, this is our gardener saying, oh, that guy saying again that he's with some goddess. Because to Indians that is, you know, some goddess coming from heaven. So, right? So that's what I remember, that the gardener would say that.
And your brother saw it too?
My brother saw it, because I remembered we kind of talked a little bit about what we saw and the ship. But for us, it was not something, as I said to you again, it's not a very monumental thing that we sit together and discuss this topic. It's just something on a passing.
Normal.
It's a normal passing conversation. It's like, oh, by the way, something, and that's it. And we continue on with our lives. It's not anything, you know, extraordinary of the day.
What was your impression of Billy at that time?
Well, I was a young girl at that time, seeing him staying at our place, and I thought he was a nice person and a little different from the regular person, because he would have this kind of penetrating look when he look at something or somebody. So sometimes when I look at him, I see him. So I've always felt he knows something, or somehow I understand him, or he understands me. I don't know. But we had this kind of I think I don't know, some kind of I remember only his eyes.
It was a nice connection.
It was a connection.
Did he talk with you about his contacts?
No, we never conversed, because I'm a young child. He's a young man traveling, passing through and staying at our place. It's not our custom to talk to strangers or guests of our house, you know. So my brother would play and talk with him, but a young girl, we don't talk to, you know.
And
So, but we look and we have some, I think that's our contact. And we kind of, I don't know, I felt I knew something, but it's beyond the mind, I think.
And you mentioned something but you know, in the ashram people recognized his spiritual level. in connection with the Arahat?
Pardon?
And you mentioned that people in the ashram recognized his spiritual level, his connection with the Arahat.
Well, in the mission or in the ashram, I think people talk about him. They know that he knows something, not particularly connection to Arahat or thing, but they felt that he knows something or has been in contact with some goddess. So they they think that they always talk about him like that he knows and he's in contact with people from some goddess place or some heaven somewhere.
Thank you very much. Dem Ashoka Ashram möglich war.
Das hängt auch zusammen mit den Leuten, die dort gewesen sind. Die haben Respekt bewiesen vor den Menschen, die dort ein- und ausgegangen sind. Es ist Anstand gewesen. Die Menschen haben Anstand in sich selbst getragen und haben es auch nach außen diesen Anstand angebracht. Sind also, wenn man mit irgendwelchen Leuten zusammen gewesen ist oder wenn ich mit Asket zusammen gewesen bin, dann ist niemand hergerannt gekommen und hat sich dazu gemischt und so weiter, sondern man ist anstandsweise ist man auf Distanz geblieben und wenn man irgendwelche Dinge gesehen hat, dann ist das für die Leute auch irgendwie natürlich gewesen, wenn zum Beispiel ein Schiff hergeflogen kam oder umgeflogen ist oder wenn Asket mit mir zusammen rumgelaufen ist, dann ist das von den Leuten so akzeptiert worden, wie es wirklich war, etwas völlig Normales. Und auch das Gelände, das war in der Ashoka Ashram etwas ganz Besonderes. Das war eingegrenzt in einer hohen Mauer und das sind zwei verschiedene Tore gewesen, eines südwärts und eines nordwärts. Dasjenige nordwärts hat nach Mehrauli gewiesen und das auf der Südseite ist an die Gurgoanro rausgegangen und hat man das Gelände verlassen, ist man aus dem Ashoka Ashram Gelände rausgegangen durch das Tor, dann ist man in eine völlig fremde Welt gekommen. Draußen war die fremde Welt, die alltägliche fremde Welt, die sich einfach so für den Menschen ergibt, wenn er in der Fremde lebt und wenn man in die Ashoka reingekommen ist, durch das Tor wieder zurück, dann ist wieder eine Welt voller Friede und Liebe gewesen.
Und da konnten Kontakte stattfinden?
Da konnten Kontakte stattfinden, ohne dass man gestört worden ist und eben auch in einer sehr und äußerst friedlichen Atmosphäre.
Danke. Aber what kind of atmosphere was in the Ashoka Ashram? How did people deal with this energy?
People were very, calm and normal in the sense of going about their business in their daily life normally, and I think that enabled Asket walking around with Billy at the time, going and maybe talking together without being interfered with or being disturbed by the people. I think the people were very kind of respectful in a sense. I also feel that there is certain kind of a special energy that enabled this thing to happen, because imagine to have an extraterrestrial walking among us without being affected by our energy and something. It's a very special thing, and I've always felt that Ashoka has a very harmonious and peaceful energy within its wall. Of course, it's an entirely different world once you step out of the gate of the temple, but within the temple it's a normal life, but at the same time, it's a very different energy. It's an energy of peace and harmony.
And in this energy field, contact can happen.
I think within this energy, it enables the contact to take place because there is no disturbance of any sort that affects people who sees the ship or the being walking. And that is, I think, the most important situation that is conducive to the ongoing presence of our friends at the temple, like Asket and the ship hovering or flying there, or station, like a stationary presence on top of the temple, in the area itself. I mean, from the sky, as I've seen many times.
How did it look like?
For me, it's just like some kind of a huge round object with something underneath. I cannot describe it to you more than that. It's like one of the pictures that I've seen recently of a photo that Billy took. But this one that I saw over the temple was huge. So it must not have been very far. And of course I've seen smaller ones too, further away.
And you saw Billy and Asket?
When did I see them?
No, I'm asking you, did you see Billy and Asket?
Yes, I seen Billy and Asket walking in front of the temple on the road, on the way to the hostel where Billy was staying at the time. And I've seen them standing in front of it, at least in my memory that I remember now, standing, both of them, Asket on the left side and Billy on the right side, kind of talking together. And then at one point they both turned back as if they were looking at something behind them. And of course I didn't know what they were looking at, but this is what I still remember in my memory now. So, and I know that there were people, at least the gardeners, servants or sweepers, all the Indians who work in the ashram was moving around. I'm sure they saw both of them too, I think. But there was no excitement, there's no curiosity, there's no wild, a reaction to their presence. But just a normal, they went on to do their normal chores as if nothing out of the ordinary.
What did they believe was going on?
Pardon?
What did they believe was going on?
I think they believed that there was something out of the ordinary that went on. And of course among the gardener they said something about Billy is again in touch with his what they call the goddess or somebody from heaven or something like that. They used to, and some kind of kid around that he's now with some queen of the heaven or something like that. That's the Indian terms for that.
How did Asket look like?
As far as I could recall now, she looked very much like, of course, like one of us, but to me, she was not very big or very tall. Slim and long, dark hair, like dark brown hair, and kind of beautiful and delicate somehow.
What did she wear?
I am not very clear, but in my mind again, it's a funny thing that she wear long, some kind of some skin tight thing, but it's not very clear doesn't look like a spaceship to me, but I mean space suit to me. But it's like some kind of a skin-tight, long thing. Could be a tight skirt too, I don't know. But something like that.
Did you ever talk to her?
No, as far as I remember, I have no, I did not have any verbal communication, but I know that I look at her and there was a look back, and some kind of a, I felt that there was some kind of a exchange of something, I'm not sure, but there was a meeting of the look.
Did your grandfather ever talk to her?
As far as I know, I don't think so.
Any other extraterrestrial beings?
Yes, he had told me that he talked to two beings that came to discuss spiritual matters with him. Especially, they expressed so much gratitude to him for teaching certain kind of meditation. And also at one point, I walked into the room where he was with two beings, who I did not realize was somebody from another, another world. But they were not there anymore when I looked again. So later on I realized that they were.
How did both beings look like?
The both beings, I think as far as I could recall, like both are male. They were tall and slim, and they were all in kind of a white robe, and their skin is kind of golden, darkish, not any, white-looking skin or something.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.